Hey, Spinks from QuietKat here to show you how to install the new Spyder cradle system on your QuietKat e-bike. The new Spyder cradle system is a great accessory that can attach to any of your 20mm tubing on your new integrated pannier rack, or as you can see here on our Quick Connect pannier rack on our full suspension bikes. The Spyder really easily connects to the top or to the sides based on what's going to work best for you. We're going to go ahead and place this on top, making a great platform to strap a tent, sleeping bag, or anything that comes in a nice round cylindrical shape. The only tool you'll need to install the Spyder is a 5mm hex wrench, which you can find in any of our toolkits. First thing we'll do to remove the packaging is unscrew these 4 bolts. That's going to release the rear bracket so that we can remove the packaging and attach it to the bike frame. Okay, so with the packaging out of the way, you can see we've got a couple different pieces here. If this all comes apart, the order is going to start with this plastic disc with these little retaining hooks in it. Line those up with your 4 bolts, and that's going to go on first. You notice we've got the cutout back here for the bar. We've got our 2 aluminum plates. We're going to use the one with the rail backing, and that's going to go in first. It's going to give all the support on that inside bracket. Now we'll go ahead and install the Spyder on the top of the rack, putting the rear bracket underneath and then screwing it all together. So go ahead and place the top of the Spyder in the general area that we want it. Align the rear plate underneath. And I like to just push the screws up so that very gently we can just start spinning them to get them lined up. Just get a little purchase for a few threads. Make sure we're not cross-threading that aluminum backing plate. Now what we want to be careful of as we're bolting this down is we want to watch the gap on the left side, or in this case the front side, and the rear side. We also want to mind the gap on the front and the back. So all 4 sides, we want to make sure that that gap is nice and even so that we've got equal torque on all of the bolts. So it's nice to get down low here, get right on into her, and slowly drive these bolts down so you have a nice even gap with some good tension on all 4 bolts. Spin a few threads, move to another bolt, spin a few threads, and slowly and evenly we'll get this all clamped together. So we've got all 4 bolts almost fully tightened. We still have just enough room to wiggle back and forth to make sure that we're fully aligned, nice and centered, and everything's in the position that we want it in. What we found is with the Spyder straight up and down, it sometimes can be uncomfortable for the riding position, especially if you tend to ride a little behind the saddle. So what we recommend is just about a 10 to 15 degree angle towards the rear. That's going to direct the angle of the load a little bit towards the rear and give you just a little bit more room behind the saddle to be able to adjust your riding position for a variety of terrain. So once we've got our angle and our position locked in place, go ahead and use the solid end of our T-handle for the last half to quarter turn to get everything snug into place. You don't need these bolts to be super tight. You really just need it tight enough that the Spyder's not going to wiggle around too much. Under the circumstances of a crash, you do want this to be loose enough so that it can actually wiggle and move out of the way. In the event that you do have an impact, you'd rather have the Spyder move than crack and break. So now that we've got our Spyder installed, we can go ahead and attach anything like a sleeping bag, a tent, or even the QuietKat bike cover. Fits really nicely in here. Clip it in, adjust the tension on the straps, and you're ready to ride. And that's how you install the Quick Connect Spyder. For more information, check out quietkat.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you out on the trail.